everybody. Welcome, Australia, and welcome, Canada. This is a Shopley snapshot for our phase 2 markets of Australia and of Canada. Glad to have you guys on today. Hopefully, up until this point, you have looked at a 2-minute video, maybe a 4-minute video, maybe a couple videos. You're not coming in completely cold. You have a little bit of context. But even if you are coming in completely cold without a lot of context, you're going to learn a ton in the next 30 to 45 minutes. I'm going to go as fast as I can to get you guys the information that you need. But this is what we like to call one of those no-brainers if you're a business type. Make no mistake about it. We're here today to talk about a business vehicle. We're here today to talk about making money, a way for you to leverage your time, your energy, your effort, your network. Economies are not good in Canada, I heard. Economies are not good in Australia, I heard. Making money is needed right now. Prices are up. Wages are down. And regardless, today's election day in the United States, regardless of what party is in office for your country, my country, his country, her country, someone's got to run your house. Yeah, someone's got to run your house. Someone's got to take charge of your house. Somebody's got to lead your house. Somebody's got to be the president of your house. And you got to make decisions that are going to further the economy of your house. And we believe we got a great company to do that called Shopley. And here's how we came to be. Over the last 30 years, commerce has gone from being something that was super decentralized. You walk down the street in the 1900s and there's a watchmaker and a dressmaker and a hat maker and the baker and the grocer, and everybody had a different role and a different function. And today, that's just not simply the case. Today, there's 5 places and a lot of markets that control most of the commerce. That's called centralized. Google AdWords, Facebook ads, Alibaba, Amazon, Walmart. Did you know 13 of the richest 35 people in the world are connected to those 5 companies? That's what I mean by centralizing commerce. Our goal is to give power back to the average person, power back to the average mom, power back to the small business owner. That's what we mean by Shopley decentralized commerce. We don't mean from a blockchain perspective. We mean from taking of one central power and giving power back to many people that want to participate in something. And that's what we're here to talk about today. So, love to connect with you guys personally. If you haven't connected with me on social, I'm at Nick Sarnicola on everything. So love to connect with you guys. I've got 27 years in entrepreneurship. I've made tens of millions. I've lost tens of millions. I've built billion-dollar companies. I've lost billion-dollar companies. I've made great investments. I've made horrible investments. I've led great people. I've tanked country launches and tanked product launches and made awesome everything you can think of, highs and lows. And my greatest accomplishment is I have 2 beautiful children in the other room. Here's what we want to do. We want to create a platform that unites, or we are creating a platform that unites influencers, vendors, team builders, people that are great at business development. One place, one platform, work together, create an ecosystem where we all can win together. And it's based on the premise of social commerce. Social commerce is the integration of online social media and e-commerce transactions in one platform. That's what social commerce is. So, how big is it? It's $1 trillion next year. How many $1 trillion industries are there in the world? 8 to 10. Wait, what? In the history of the planet, there's 8 to 10 $1 trillion industries that are current today. There's others that have faded away, but current today, there's 8 to 10. And next year, social commerce will become one of those few. That's how big it is. How much of that $1 trillion will be flowing to your bank account each week, each month, each year? Will you just be spending money all the time? Or will you capture a piece of some of that spend that's going to happen? It's inevitable. It's a guarantee. It's going to happen. That quote in this diagram is from a company that is a $250 billion company, not billion, $250 billion company named Accenture. Accenture is probably the most famous consulting firm in the world. And they did a report on social commerce that said, okay, everybody with a profile on every social media platform, that's a user. And what's happening in social commerce is users are flowing through influencers, creators, and resellers, and they're finding their way to small brands through third-party commerce enablers onto platforms. Well, guess what? Shoply is one of those platforms. We're looking to help you become one of those influencers or creators, and or have you bring us small brands. We already have the third-party enabled commerce enablers, to bring to the Shoply platforms, so we all can participate in a fantastic ecosystem and make you and your family more income. One of the interesting parts of social commerce is it doesn't matter if you're skeptical. It does matter if you're negative. A negative person is a person who's got a problem for every solution. So I never talk to negative people. Skeptical people have good questions that they're looking for answers. But here's the best thing I can tell a skeptical person. I'm not so sure social commerce, I don't know if that's really going to be big, if it's really going to work. Doesn't matter. Amazon, $1.8 trillion company, second largest company in the world, valued at second largest, most valuable company in the world. They just did a global partnership with TikTok and Pinterest. Why? They want to be the back-end product providers shipping when somebody goes live on TikTok or when somebody makes a post on Pinterest. Here's the bottom line. Selling is shifting. It's shifting away from Facebook ads. It's shifting away from Google AdWords. It's shifting away from going straight to Amazon to buy a product. It's shifting to people who are going live talking about products. People like Stormy Steele, who sold $1 million on TikTok in a single day. People like this amazing woman, who I apologize, I can't pronounce her name, who sold $14 million in a week. My biggest month in sales ever in the history of one of my companies, 66 million in a month. It's a lot. I was like, yes. This woman right here was on track to doing 60 million. Let me say, hang on, 14, 28, 56 million in a month. I had 117,000 active sales reps in 19 countries. She had a cell phone. By herself, 14 million in a week. This guy right here, Lee, $1.7 billion in sales in 12 hours. So it doesn't matter how skeptical you are, it's a done deal. This is done. 1.7 billion in 12 hours? One dude in a laptop? Now I understand what you're saying. Hey, I don't have that many followers, Nick. I could never do that. That's okay. These are the top 1%. I just want you to understand how selling is shifting. But what are we looking for? Micro influencers. We're looking for people with the highest engagement, most authentic people, niche expertise, less than 5,000 followers, because you have 3 to 4 times the engagement. I'm looking for 3 types of people: micro influencers, nano influencers, and nada influencer. What's a nada influencer? A nada influencer is somebody who believes they don't know how to do this. We will teach you, we will educate you, we will coach you. As long as you will execute, we will be there. We've got training programs, we got courses. We just need the people who want to win and want to do it in a new industry. All right, I want to talk about social commerce before we move forward. Bring on my panel here. Aaron, Matt, we're going to have a conversation here back and forth on multiple topics tonight. First one we're going to talk about here is social commerce. What's been your thoughts, your feelings, your knowledge base? Talk about it from your perspective.
Well, yeah, Nick, for myself, I've thought it's been something that I was not going to be good at, and have noticed in the past sometimes being uncomfortable doing it, because it's just, you get in your own head around these things. And what I've realized, especially over the past few days, as you've really been talking about this, is how simple it actually is to just go and talk and say some things that are, really from your heart about what it is you're excited about or curious about. And by doing so, you're setting a culture of habit that can be duplicated amongst thousands and thousands of affiliates. And that's really what we're looking for here. It's not about how much I can sell or you can sell, but how much can we get thousands of people who have joined this for free, doing this habit every single day, ultimately converting to thousands and thousands and one day millions and millions of sales a day. That really puts us at a place that no business ever in these verticals has ever seen achieved. And that muscle is so important to start working right now, everybody. Just practice it. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be something that you do. And that's one of my biggest takeaways so far this week, Nick.
Thanks, buddy. Aaron, how about you in Australia?
Yeah, it's the future. You know, Shopley's the future, social commerce is the future, $1 trillion next year. You can believe it or not believe it, it's just gonna happen. You can be part of it or not gonna be part of it, it's just gonna happen. I mean, I saw 2 ads pop up on my news feed this week, 2 separate companies that do over $1 billion in sales. We are a platform. We have, I think one of them said we have 3,000 products we're matching with influencers. Please apply here. If you're a nano influencer and you want to make bank, it's free to join. Another company said the same. I'm like, man, that's Shopley, except they haven't thought about putting in a payment plan. They haven't thought about paying people to bring product in. We're on the right track here. And it's funny because I've got a jacuzzi at home, Nick, and I love my jacuzzi. It's about a $14,000 big spa bath, and I do live videos. And I got in there the other day and I'm like, guys, this is how I start every single morning. This is how I finish every single day. I'm not as sore. I can still run. I'm 46. You got to have one of these things. And it was a bit of just a fun live. I had a message straight away come in from an acquaintance in Sydney. Actually, Aaron, I think I do need one of those because I've saw your video 10 times now of getting in this spa. It looks great. I've got to have one. What's the brand? How much does it cost? And where do I have to get one? So I'm doing this social commerce, whether I even know it or not. Bang, sale. Where's my commission, man?
Exactly. I mean, had that been a product on Shopley, had that transaction happen, that's a $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 bonus for you.
Correct.
Because you talked about something you liked anyways.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, Matt, you did actually an exceptional job transitioning for me earlier by saying it's free to join, and it is. For those of you guys that just want to be affiliates and share products, there's a pathway for you to join for free. And let me show you guys that for a second, because that's actually my next slide up. So let's talk about, or one of my next 2 slides up, excuse me. So let's go there here, and boom. For those of you guys that are, it started back over on me. Come on. There we go. So you guys that do understand a little bit about live commerce, social commerce, why are we attractive? Well, what we are building is a platform that will one day have unlimited offer. We'll have tens of thousands of products from thousands of vendors, but we're only 45 days old. So we're a US-based company. We just got going in USA. Now we're expanding more aggressively and assertively into Canada, into Australia. We're bringing on our first vendors, getting them approved, getting them up and running. And we want you to be a part of pioneering this marketplace, both in talking about products, but also helping us find people that want to be affiliates for free to join this. And we'll be talking about that in just a second, because these affiliates and you yourself, there's a shot for you to earn what's called 100% incentive, which means you get 100% of the direct bonus offered by a vendor. If a vendor says $50 per unit, you make $50 per unit. If they say $100 per unit, you make $100 per unit. It all depends on what we're selling, what's in that marketplace, how much they're willing to pay in the direct bonus. The cool part is the Shopley doesn't tell you how much. You just, see what the vendor's willing to put out there. And if you don't like it, you don't share it. If you do like it, you do share it. So we have an opportunity for an affiliate to start for free. You get access to unlimited offers, limitless direct bonuses, ongoing customer attribution, which means if you refer a customer and they come back a month later and buy something different or something else that you don't refer them, you get paid for that as well. And you get over $900 in free courses when you get started. It's a $10 a month subscription. We are a global SaaS product. Everybody that's a part of it. Oh, looks like I got a delay here. Am I back? Good to go? Okay. Anybody that's a part of it pays $10 a month as an affiliate, all the way up to $100 a month as a global vendor. But you could start a business right now Money is not an excuse. The economy is not an excuse. You could join literally for free. And as we populate vendors in your marketplace, you can start sharing their offers, making money on a weekly basis. Okay. Now, if you want to team build, this is people that want to attract affiliates and attract vendors in your local marketplace and other marketplaces, aka countries that you might have access to. Because 3 degrees of separation has brought the world closer and closer and closer, and you need a platform that you can build globally. And the industry of direct sales, so as you guys have a background there, or the networking industry, is going backwards every single year because of the gig economy and because of social media influencers are so competitive with the direct sales industry that companies can't compete. Because we're a platform that services both, we can compete, we are competing, we will compete. We will be that #1 company in that particular vertical for those who get it. We have a platform called Shoply University. Shoply University is a place that it is dynamic, which means we got version 1 up, and it'll continue to grow and grow and grow and grow, where we have course creators who are elevated to Shoply University, where they're required to give free content or give courses that they charge for free as a gift to our affiliates and influencers as they join. These are going to be talking about AI strategies, brand building, scaling as an influencer, live commerce, sales and marketing, team building, leadership, many different topics. And each month we add new super vendors and new courses into the Shoply Experts, Shoply University section. For time's sake, I'm going to hide 2 slides. There's 2 other subscriptions and licenses available for those of you guys that do want a team build. How do you understand the difference of whether or not you want a team build? If you are a person who believes you're going to refer other affiliates for free or other influencer pros, then you want to get one of these licenses. If you're a person who knows business owners and you want to refer them to our platform and take a royalty off every transaction that they have on our platform, then you want to become an influencer or an influencer pro. You will get everything that an affiliate gets, but for $500 US and $30 a month, you can also build a team globally, get access to our community bonus, and get over $4 grand in free courses on how to build every piece of our business. Or there's Influencer Pro, which is $840 a month. You maximize every incentive that we have, and you can go get vendors. Vendors, when we go live, you'll go through in your marketplace, you'll go through vendor certification, you'll get a vendor certification certificate, and you now have the ability to go bring vendors in and make that royalty. You'll also get over $10,000 in free courses and beyond as we continue to add courses. I'm just going to say this. To me, this one doesn't exist. It doesn't make sense. Because if for $300, you can max out every part of our incentive plan and you can bring vendors, either join for free or join for $800. Don't mess around with this one, because the decision you're making by getting this, you're losing so much by not just spending the extra $300. I'd rather just have you join for free if you're not really sure. But if you're sure, like, hey, I can get a vendor, I can build it, I can attract affiliates, I want to make money off other affiliates making sales, then become an influencer pro. Okay. Let me pause there for a second. Gentlemen, anything you want to share about what we just talked about, team builders, the ability to get vendors in the future, influencer pros?
Well, I just got my first vendor development bonus, which I was thrilled about. It was $13.86. And I'm definitely not writing home telling my parents I'm rich yet. However, you got to start somewhere. And man, did that ever feel good to get a vendor in, a company that I've been using their product for 3 years, getting them on the platform, talking about them, getting them some sales, and seeing that work for him pay off, and also a little bit of reward for me. So, I just love that piece. And then the other side about the Shoply U, what great courses are
Matt, I'm
back
gonna
there.
pause you
Yeah.
for a second. I want to create some dialogue here. So guys, what Matt just said is he referred a vendor. The vendor joined. Matt made a bonus when the vendor joined. Number one. Number two, when that vendor made a sale to anybody in the ecosystem of Shopley, Matt's now taking a little piece of every sale. Now, obviously, he made 15 bucks, which means they haven't made that many sales in that month. But imagine over the course of a year, Matt brings on 10 vendors and our ecosystem grows and Matt's vendors grow and Matt's just sitting back catching a royalty on all 10 of those vendors. And all of a sudden he's making 2,500 bucks a month, 4,500 bucks a month royalty income off all those vendors because he brought them into the ecosystem. Congratulations, Matt, for that. To me, I think it's, when you start a small business, you take your first $10 bill and you put it up on the wall. That's what just happened to Matt.
Yes, it did.
Some of these companies have made millions later, but that first 10 bucks is sitting up on the wall. High five to you, brother. Continue forward with Shopley University.
Shopley University, going through some of those courses back there, man, it is dynamite. The education that's been put together by these experts, each inside their particular niches, is so valuable. And I've been learning so much back there. I'm really, it's something that we need to be talking about. If you think about someone being able to join this for free or join for the $800 and they get tens of thousands worth of courses that are constantly going to be added to, the value that they can then take from there and put into immediate action to build their business or to build their affiliate eyeballs and channel, so valuable and something that we definitely need to be talking about more. And I hope everyone that's on here, if you become a member of Shopley, get in there, get learning, and put those things you're learning into practice.
My man, Aaron, take it.
Yeah, I mean, that vendor development bonus, I remember flying from Australia all the way over to Dallas because I heard about this guy called Nick. And Nick, I've been following you for a while, and I already knew Ron and I knew Rod and I knew Terry. And so that got me very curious. And, I'm sitting in the middle of the row, still deciding whether this was for me, curious, not sold. And you started talking about this 3% vendor development bonus. And that's when I was in. So I started to crunch the numbers and went, man, this is my chalk and cheese. I can do this. I'm a maths guy. I love the numbers. I know what I could make it. And I haven't even built a team yet. And then as the event went on, disclosing the trends of how many people out there, this huge marketplace of people just looking for $2,000 a month, not $200,000 a month. You'd be surprised how much $2,000 a month means to some people, and they don't want to build any teams. And so I thought, man, this is where I can attract these stay-at-home moms, these stay-at-home dads, these affiliates, these influencers, these young people, these entrepreneurs that I haven't been able to enroll before. And if you look at Amazon, I think the stats are something like 50% of the sellers on Amazon do more than $10,000 per month. Now, if you can go and get 120 of those vendors, maybe that takes you 2 or 3 years, and they're just doing 10K a month. Well, there's $35,000 a month of income. I haven't built a team yet. And so, man, I love that side of things. And we're only just touching the surface of what Shopley can provide in terms of 8 different income verticals.
Well said, guys. Carmen, I'm going to bring you on here as a closing testimony in just a second. I'm going to go through a couple more slides and we're going to bring you in. Just want to give you a heads up there. So, guys, I'm going to go through our closing slides. Give me a second. I'll pull myself back up. Here we go. Remove spotlight. No, how do I remove everyone else? Whatever. I'll just leave it like this. All right. So, back to the slides. Boom, boom, boom. So, as a company, guys, we go in different phases. Right now, we are phase 2 in Australia and Canada. That's why we're talking together with these groups. And the goal is to move these two countries or markets into phase 3 and phase 4 as quickly as possible. And then eventually phase 5, America's knocking on the door is phase 5. What this means is the amount of guest accounts and the amount of vendors that we have in each of these markets and what we require from each market as we go. So right now, we just have early on the first vendor or 2 in each of these markets. And then our goal is we're going to push them to 10 vendors as fast as we can in Australia and in Canada. And we're working every day with these vendors to make that happen. But let me give you an idea of what that could mean. So you guys can kind of get a sense of you know, what we do or more of a user experience. So what happens is, try that again. There we go. What happens is our affiliates and influencers, influencer pros, they log in and they start evaluating the different vendors inside of the marketplace. And they say, oh, okay, you know, let's say I'm a woman, I like skincare, I like vegan, I like organic, I like this brand, Belle and Capri, looks like a great brand. I'm reading through the packages, blah, blah, blah. This is cool. I like that. Oh, I could use some advanced night recovery cream, you know, whatever it may be. Wait a second, ambassador package. Let me talk about that. You know what? Maybe I'm just going to buy this ambassador package for myself because I want to be able to test every one of the products, right? And in seeing this, it's like, oh, $82 direct bonus. I'm going to get paid $82 back on my own purchase. Or if I sold an ambassador package or 2 or 3, I'm making $82 every single time I sell one of these. I can share it right here to my Facebook. I can copy the link, go live and swipe up, tell people to swipe up my Instagram live. I can SMS it out. You know, once I get this ambassador packet, I can then go back to the products and I could actually feature one of the products every single day if I wanted to. I mean, think about this. Like you're joining the company for free. You're then featuring, you're getting, you could get her $360 worth of products for $280. You could then feature each one of them, one a week, one a day, whatever you wanted to do. And let's say you featured this one, you know, you go and talk about the Ageless Eye Cream because you loved it. It was great for you. And you know, you're going to make a couple bucks on each one of them. You sold 20 of them, 30 of them to all your girlfriends on your live. And all of a sudden you just made another 60, 70, 80 bucks there. The next day you make another 50, 60, 70, 80. The next day you make another 100. That's how this works. You're getting paid weekly. You join for free, or you chose to be an influencer pro because you wanted to build a team of affiliates, and you're making overrides on all of these sales as well. Guys, that's what we're doing here. Like, what does this look like when there's thousands of vendors? And some of you guys brought those vendors, and you're getting paid off those vendors as well. You're getting paid your direct bonuses for making the sales. You're getting paid overrides for your affiliates making sales. You get you're getting vendor development bonuses for your vendors selling in other countries. Maybe you're not even in. And for those of you guys that really want to get rocking, here's a November bonus for you. If you go Influencer Pro and refer 3 Influencer Pros, you're going to make your first 480, but we're going to give you a Pioneer bonus of another 300. You're going to make 780. So if you want to join for 800, make your full almost 800 back in the next 30 days, here's how. And you can qualify more than once. Meaning, you go Influencer Pro, refer 6 Influencer Pros, you're making 1660 at that point. Refer 9 Influencer Pros, you're making just shy of 2,500 US in the next 30 days off just that alone. I can tell you guys, if you want access to all of our documents, all of our videos, you want to see vendor features, you want to be a part of the vibe and the culture, hit this Telegram link right now. Grab your phone, hit it. Or if you need to, screenshot it, come back to, with another phone, whatever you have to do. And I'm going to close out with this slide. Before I do, I'd like to start with Carmen and back around through to Matt and Aaron. Carmen, closing thoughts. Obviously, you're a macro influencer one with us. You've done a lot of sales and bringing people on to build a team with you. Some of them are just affiliates. Some of them you brought some vendors. What is it you're loving about us? You're in Canada, by the way, yeah?
I sure am.
Take it away.
I'm in Canada. So just so everybody knows that $780 actually is $1,084 here in Canada with our Canadian dollar. So that's huge. And especially before Christmas. I think for me, the biggest thing is there's so many moving parts. It seems like it's complicated, but it's actually very simple. You find your niche and you run with it. And I just think timing is people just understanding the timing of this company and what Shopley has to offer is absolutely incredible. Like, I just want to say a little story. I said it when I was in Texas, which was amazing, by the way. You know, I've been in this industry for a while, in the direct selling industry. And there's a man called Paul Everson back in the 1990s. He was a part of a company called Excel. Excel had one service. It was called long distance. And he was the first man in this direct selling industry to make $1 million a month with one service, one product, because they hit the timing of that product, of that time. So here we are hitting an industry now, $1 trillion industry. We're in 2024, and Shopley has everything we need to win. And I just tell you, like, I mean, I know in my country, in my backyard, money's not growing on trees. I'm pretty pumped and honored to be a part of this company. And thank you, Nick, for all you do. It's amazing.
Thank you for what you do, and thank you for expanding us into Canada. Matt and Aaron, take us home.
All right. So same, with Carmen's thoughts there, I think the same way. You got to have the big picture view. You got to understand that we're playing in the ballpark of a company that's doing $1.2 billion a day in sales. Amazon does $1.2 billion a day in sales. Not saying we're going to be Amazon, but as we gather tens of thousands of vendors and eventually hundreds of thousands of vendors across 190 countries, we can easily be doing hundreds of millions a day in sales. Then it becomes, how much of that do you want? So you got to have the big picture thinking about where are we going? And then you also got to take it back and think about, what can I do today? What are the goals that I can set? What are the actions I can take today that produce immediate results? You've heard some of them already. Get out, start going live, sharing some of the 150 plus products that exist on the platform. Get those out to your following, build that muscle, earn direct bonuses. Powerful. And then to finish this all off, Nick, the timing inside this industry, inside this company, where this is going, you're never going to be in this place again. So take that to heart and take action, because you only get one of these shots. Take it. You got it.
Yeah, well said, guys. I agree. Leading up to looking at Shopley, I was looking at lots of different options. Do I stay in the direct sales industry? Do I become a vendor? I had offers to start my own network marketing company. And luckily I gave myself a slap on the face not to do anything that sort of crazy, right, Nick? But, I find like Shopley is that solution, because I feel like I do own my own network marketing company. I just didn't have to come up with the tens of millions of dollars to launch it and all the stress that goes along with it. And so it's a BYO company. I can bring my own products, bring your own products, BYOP, right? And so I can still get behind the products that I own or that I'm passionate about, or, some of the brands that we're bringing on can be network marketing companies in their own right. And so I get to guide that, dictate that, I get paid for that. And so I kind of feel like I'm running, it's a built-in compensation plan. I'm getting paid to do all these different things. It really was the solution for me as a team builder and entrepreneur, but it's got something for everybody. And so, like I've mentioned before on other Zooms, the entrepreneurs that are too cool for school, the ones that don't want to do network marketing, they've all joined, because they can see themselves bringing on product and getting paid the vendor bonus. But the same with the affiliates. It's kind of something for everybody, but it was the solution for me. And I really do feel like it's a solution for where the industry is at right now.
Thank you to all of you guys. Here's my closing thoughts, everybody. We are here, early market, before we cross the chasm into mainstream market. This is not a Nick idea. It's not a Shopley idea. This is a very famous thought or philosophy, I think, from the book called Crossing the Chasm. We're right here, gang. This is where we're at. If you're in Canada and you're in Australia, we're here, okay? This is where you want to be. This is the person who says, I have to be the first. I have to be the first. I have to be the first. But just be ready. With being the first means you have the greatest opportunity for upside, but you're also going to encounter the most headaches, the most difficulties, the most pushback, the most negativity, the most tech issues or delays or whatever that we might have on our end, because that's what pioneering is. This curve, this adoption curve, doesn't necessarily speak about business opportunities, speaks about consumers. It's like people that are like, all right, well, I guess I'll join Facebook because I don't have a choice. Everybody's there but me. So I guess I'll do it. But guys, this is a business vehicle we're talking about right now in this conversation. Like you can't join it here and expect to change your family tree and make a bunch of money. We're here. You don't join it here. Join it now. Get in this part right here. This will be between now, middle of next year. This will be between here, end of 2026, beginning of 2027. We got 2 years and 1 month to get to this point right here. Help us build it now. Help us expand into your market. Help us spread the word in Australia. Help us spread the word in Canada. It's free. Get started, get involved, or make a real commitment, become an influencer pro, and let's build this thing like crazy. Thank you so much for your time tonight, everybody. Appreciate you guys. Grateful for you. Thank you for joining us from the future Australia. Thank you for heading in tomorrow, Canada. This Zoom's officially over. Good night, everybody.
Night.